three works of yours are being performed on the concert next week. And maybe you could say a little bit about, in the context of some of the things you spoke about, what these pieces mean to you.
Yeah, so there are three pieces that are going to be performed. They're all quite different. They share something in that they are all forms of storytelling in different ways, and form snapshots of a bigger picture in their different ways. So the most obvious one is a setting of D.H. Lawrence called I Listen to the Stillness of You. And that is a short piece, 4 or 5 minutes long, excerpted from a significantly larger piece called Mass Observation. Mass Observation was a sort of social research initiative in the UK in the 1930s, where ordinary people were sort of snooped on by a group of social researchers to see what was happening. One of the interesting things about that is that mass observation foretold the likely lack of success of Winston Churchill after the Second World War, which no one believed was possible, and of course was true, the election of Clement Attlee. But mass observation is a very complicated piece for singers and percussionists, and it's really about listening and watching, and it also relates to our sort of ambivalency with regard to surveillance. We don't like the idea of it, but yet we have cell phones in our pockets that more or less surveil us 24/7. And in the middle of the piece, it all sort of breaks apart until there's this very still moment. I listen to the stillness of you, which is an interesting thing it's a mixture of senses, to hear a lack of movement, which I find very striking, that these senses emerged in that moment. And so it's a very quiet piece, which I take to mean and think about, for example, just watching someone. I remember watching my first child sleep, something like that is very peaceful, and you're sort of, when he was born, there's this sort of, your senses are all merged, and you're thinking and watching and listening, but it's in a quiet place. That's that piece.